Hello everyone, this is Robert Vasquez here from America's Loss Mitigation Solutions Corporation and 75fastoffer.com. The purpose of this presentation is loan modifications, everything you need to know from A to Z. We're going to go over a brief history of loan modifications. We're going to go over a couple of the program highlights, and I hope that a lot of people listening to this presentation will get a lot of benefit. Now, first and foremost, I want everyone to know that the original intention of this presentation was tailored towards the industry professional, meaning mortgage brokers and real estate agents. And the reason behind that was we were receiving so many phone calls from real estate professionals as well as homeowners alike that were receiving so much bad information. And in uncertain times, they needed to try to get information, and what did they do? They relied on the industry professional. Well, most real estate agents got into the business of real estate to sell real estate, not to negotiate losses and to do loan modifications. And for a long time, there was a period where there was no real regulation in place. I know now in the state of Florida there is, but for a while there wasn't. Okay, we're going to go over a few highlights and of the programs and what it takes to get you a loan modification. Okay, and we're not going to go over the whole presentation because, like I said, this was originally tailored for the industry professional. But first and foremost, America's Loss Mitigation Solutions Corporation is not a law firm and does not provide legal advice. Legal information is not the same as legal advice. We recommend that you always seek the advice of an experienced and competent attorney to discuss legally pertinent information that may pertain to your particular scenario. With that said, let's go over the course outline. We're going to go over a couple options and definitions. We're going to go over loan modification programs, because yes, folks, there are more than one. We're going to go over a brief overview of the process, a couple statistics, very, very important for people that are chiming in and viewing this presentation. Tips and tricks to spot and avoid scams. Okay, a couple hints to look at legitimate companies. Obviously, we're not going to do a question and answer portion of this presentation. Loss mitigation options and tools. Okay, within the lending institution, remember you have your mortgage with, they have a loss mitigation department. And within that loss mitigation department, they have several tools that they can offer to homeowners that are facing financial difficulties. Now you have homeowners that want to sell their property and they're upside down, meaning that they owe more than their house is worth, and they want to get out of it. That's what a short sale is. We're going to go over that a little bit more in detail later. Then we have loan modification. Now, we have a few different options here at the bottom, and these options, folks, I don't ever recommend. Now, once again, this is my own personal opinion, but I don't recommend it. Fannie Mae Home Saver Advance is when, let's say, you're multiple months late on your mortgage, they can offer this to you. It's like an advance, it's a loan. So let's say you're $15,000 behind in your mortgage payments, they'll give you this loan, you have to repay it back, which means you have your own interest rate, you have your own additional mortgage payment. If you couldn't make your normal mortgage payment, why would you want to add on more debt to your property, which is probably upside down as it is already, right? Right. Moving on, a partial claim, which is for FHAs. We're not going to go too much into that because the purpose of this presentation, for the most part, is loan modifications. We have a deed in lieu of foreclosure, which is, in essence, when you're transferring the deed of your property back to the seller. People term this as like a voluntary repossession. You can't make your car payment anymore. Well, instead of them looking for you, you just go right back to the dealership and drop it off. I don't like this option, okay? And traditionally, you do have to qualify for that. We'll go into that in a second. Repayment plan. You hear repayment plan, run. My personal opinion. We're going to go into that right now. Repayment plan. Let's say you have a $2,000 a month mortgage payment and you default. You're 6, 7, 8 months behind. You get into negotiations with your lender, and instead of